Here we go. Thursday, March 28th, update number 2. I want to take a few minutes to talk about shifts in training mentality. During the 12 years I've been an IT trainer, I've had the opportunity to work with over 1,000 people. And I think about that a lot. And what I found over that time, over the last 12 years, is there are patterns. So I want to just take a minute and talk a bit about how I see the training shifts. Okay, here we go. Stage 1, required. So I remember times that I would work a job. I used to work at a gas station when I was going through school. And my manager would say, "This is what you got to do because I said so. Get it done." So I'd go to work with the idea that this is just required. It's what is expected to be able to get some type of compensation at the end. At the time that was fine, but it was bare minimum, meaning I wasn't passionate about what I did. I didn't think about work any more than I had to. It became that four-letter word, work. And then it started to shift. Working at the same job, I started to get more into a stage 2, which I consider best interest. I learned that in my best interest to do what I could to stand out, to provide good customer service, even when I was starting off as a sales clerk. Because I learned that if I was good enough, one or two things were going to happen. Either the compensation, the work schedule, and just those types of perks would come, or there'd be someone else out there that was willing to help me reach those goals. So I figured I shifted from I have to go to work and I'm required to it's in my best interest. The third stage is I want to. So once I got into IT, that's where I pretty much started was I want to do this. This is something that a lot of people don't have the option to do, right? So many people wake up in the morning and they don't want to go to work. I've read something like 80% of people, on different papers I've read, 80% of people can't stand not only what they do but where they work. I never wanted to be that person. I've had too many family members I've watched do that. And I just decided for my life that that's not what it's going to be. So I knew there were going to be things in my positions that I didn't enjoy, but I wanted to take the approach as I want to do it. It's going to help better myself. It's going to help better those around me. Then you hit stage 4, and you can't get it out of your head. It's you're leaving work, and you're talking to one of your team members about something, and it's in your back of your head, and maybe you couldn't solve it when you're at work. So you kick on the radio, you're driving home. Look, I'm at 10 and 2. That's not how I drive. Maybe like that more. You're driving home, and it's like, oh, it's a DNS record. Or, oh, that registry hack I read about, that would have solved it. Right? So at stage 4, what you're doing is this is becoming less of a job and more of just what you do. Right? It's starting to get there. Right? You're starting to feel this is what I do. This is fun. This is a game for me. I want to be good at it because nobody wants to go into a game and suck, right? There's certain games I don't like to play. I don't play Monopoly. I'm not good at Monopoly. It is not fun for me. I avoid it like the plague. I do like the fights with your friends and your family over it, like Risk, but I don't like the game because I'm not very good at it. So stage 4 is really that starting to find that enjoyment, trying to immerse yourself in that environment. And then there's stage 5. Every day I get better, and you start thinking about the impact on your family. So there's days you come to work and you're hit with a ton of stuff, right? You get up and your phone's going off and emails blowing up, and at the time you might be thinking, this is so frustrating. Or you're about to leave and everything falls apart with a client, and you have to get it handled, right? That's who we are. We get it done. And you're frustrated. I think at stage 5, you start shifting that frustration to, I'm so glad this happened, or else I wouldn't get better at my position. You see, if we're not growing, we're falling back, aren't we? I'll say that again. If we're not growing, we are falling back, because there's a doppelganger of you. I feel like I'm looking out to you guys right now. There's a doppelganger. There's somebody very much like you in a position very similar to J-Mark. They might not have our culture, they might not have our values, but they're having very similar conversations with their people as Tom and Todd have with us. So I got to think about that, and I wonder, are there times, does that person that has a similar position, similar trainer position, do they take the adversity and get frustrated, Or are they using that as an opportunity to get better? And by them getting better, it's going to make my life a little more difficult. No, that's not going to happen. I want the challenges. I hope you do too, because that's what makes you good, right? And then that's what makes you great, because good is the starting ground, right? And then that's what makes you top percent, right? Top 1%. And a lot of people stop at that top 1%, or that's their goal, to hit that percentage, top 10, top 1%. I challenge you to think differently about that. Forget that. Forget that nonsense, 1%. That means if you go in a building and there's 99 other engineers, in that building with you, you stand out among 99 other people. 1%. That's a good start. How about 1 out of 1,000, 1 out of 10,000? Being the best you can be, because it's what you do, right? It's a quality that not only you, but those around you demand. Along those lines, you start thinking about that. If I change this frustration into something that helps me grow, what's the effect on my family, right? I'm able to not only make more money, right? Because there comes a time where that doesn't become the motivator for most people. I'm able to spend more time with them. I have more flexibility. I'm able to work on projects that I really want to work on and I'm passionate about. And I can't wait to get to work in the morning, right? You're like, I got to get in there because that's where the action is, right? It's not sitting around flipping the TV. Maybe it is for some people, okay? But maybe at this level, you're like, I got to get there because that's where the action is and I want to be part of this. So that is stage 5 to me. Stage 6, I wrote down community and paying it forward. I think in each of our lives that there have been people that have helped mentor us into the positions we are now. Maybe it wasn't necessarily an IT instructor or another engineer, but it could have been someone that took some time out of their busy lives to help you grow, right? Nobody wants to make investments on losers, whether it's the stock market, whether it is voting for something. People want to pick the winners. So you got to think about, if they invested time to help you get where you got, it's because they think you're capable of hitting that level. And I feel like if we don't give back to those people that spend time, we're basically telling them that what they did was a waste of time. We are basically telling them, you know what? Yeah, thanks for your time, but I'm not gonna use what you showed me. I'm not gonna take advantage of those opportunities that came my way thanks to your help. I feel like, personally, I owe it back to every single person that spent a late night with me, every single person that had to explain things 4 or 5 times because I just couldn't get it. Every time somebody had an opportunity and decided to give me a call up and said, you know what, why don't you come join me and learn something? I owe to those people, right? I think that really, for me, is stage 6, is paying it forward. It's why I love being an instructor. I love the technology aspect of the course. I mean, I live for that. But more importantly, I love seeing people grow. I do. I love to see people around me grow. I love to see them hitting their dreams, right? Hitting their expectations. Changing the lives of their family. Because I know something. I know that if I can help everyone around me hit that next level, they're going to pay that forward and help the next people hit that level. And it's just fun to watch that, isn't it? You're making changes. You're making amazing changes by caring enough to pay back what you owe. So give away your talent. And we do that a lot here at JMark, don't we? There are times when we could be doing something else, but one of your team members calls up and says, hey, I'm struggling. Look, this is my cell phone, by the way. Hey, I'm struggling on something. Can you help me out with this? Hey, projects, I know it's midnight, but I need you to help me with this. And, when we step up and help each other.